welcome back to part 3 of Dealer's Choice. I'm your host, Michael LUCHT. This is the Kooks, Cranks, and Iconoclast podcast. I previously recorded all of this, I don't even know, a week or two ago. And,
really, like, I
normally, as we do, especially with what's weird this week, we have a set round robin, the way things go. So it's usually Spencer first, then Chris, and then myself. And as we were doing this the other night, as I mentioned before, I was drinking whiskey the entire time.
really, like,
So by the time it got to me, I had planned on discussing some of the conspiracy theories surrounding the Delphi case, which I'm still going to talk about today. But it's really complicated. And by that time, I was just too goddamn drunk
really, like,
to to make any sense of it. So we're going to give that another shot today. I've also been working on a secret project, which I'm about to reveal right now. I've been working on some Melania Trump erotica. I don't have a lot yet. Still working on it. But I can give you a quick excerpt, a quick taste. Oh, Melania, you Slovenian minx. Is that a hot bowl of gazpacho you're sitting in, or are you just happy to see me?
Thank you very much.
Yes, I understand. You don't get a lot of attention. It's a shame, really. Because you're a cougar goddess, and I just don't understand why anyone else would want to do anything with you at home.
Thank you very much.
Right, yes. Let me slip into something a little more naked.
5 minutes later.
Look, I understand. I've made you climax 8 times already. 5, 6, yeah, 8. But I have other things I have to do, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But we can't keep going like this. I've got a full schedule. I've got a podcast that I've got to record and edit and research for the next show. So, look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like the other men in your life and just leave you high and dry. As soon as something else comes along. But who's that? Who is that?
I'll eat your ass. I'll do it. I will eat your ass.
Well, this situation's just gotten a lot more ribald. Thank you. It's not good. But we all process in our own way, don't we? Anywho. So, yeah. This is part 3 of the Get to Know the Fellas series. But how you're gonna get to know me is, I don't like spending time in my head. So I'm constantly trying to hunt down these mysteries, etc. Usually if I end up talking about myself, I end up bitching about ex-girlfriends. Not that I'm bitter or anything. So this is why I love mysteries and alien stories, the supernatural, high strangeness. I've been a long time believer in the idea that the map is not the territory, the menu's not the meal. To quote Bruce Lee, sort of, I guess, everyone's looking at the finger pointing at the moon, but the moon's right there. People use maps and models for reality without, I don't know, sort of incorporating the data around them or the things that don't make sense or adhere to the models and maps of reality that we've been handed down and are sort of foisted upon us. We just adopt them and roll with them. But there's all this data, there's all this experience all throughout history that none of it adheres to that. And it points at something bigger and stranger going on behind the scenes of reality. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm trying to penetrate. No double entendre. Yeah, I don't know. It's It's at worst a form of escapism, although I don't think escapism is really all that bad. I mean, who wants to fucking hang around here all day? By which I mean reality. But yeah, it's I don't know. Just I feel that this is the last vestige of freedom. You know, people had frontier spirit back in the day, and these are truly the undiscovered frontiers of reality. And I think that
Really, like,
I think that the shittier the world gets, people are going to start trying to take more refuge in the strangeness around them, trying to recapture the mystery and the sense of the sacred in their lives, because just this around us, everything, this is not feasible. It's going to end badly. Probably really soon, too. I'm saying in like the next, I don't know, 2 to 5 years. That's not a political based agenda timetable. I'm just saying that we probably don't have a lot of time left. Some bad shit's right around the corner, I'm pretty sure, but it always is, isn't it? You know, and that's the thing. It always is. So we have to find some kind of, I don't even know. Like, and that's, you know what? That's the cool thing about it, is we don't know. It could be good, it could be bad. At heart, I am an optimist, even though I personally don't fucking like the world or people and reality in general. It's kind of a fucking downer. So, once again, you know, escapism. But at the same time, this is what keeps me going. It's, you know, learning. It's trying to find new experiences to see and feel and once again, just learn something new, to feel something new, to solve a mystery, really. Plus, the dopamine rush is pretty fucking awesome, too. I have to say I'm highly addicted to, besides all the drugs I've done in my life. No, I'm fine on that. But I'm highly addicted to the dopamine rush that you get from a new idea or solving a mystery. There's really nothing next to it. I don't know. Maybe performing live on stage in front of people comes close, but this is, you know, this is the one I like most. This turns down the volume on everything else for me because, how to put it? I don't know. I don't really like keep railing on about how much reality is boring and shitty and predictable and just, yeah, I don't know. It's chasing the dragon, and that's perpetual for, you know, mystery and weirdness and high strangeness. So you're much like many of the drugs that myself and my co-hosts have done, except with mysteries, I don't think you're going to suffer as many adverse effects. People are becoming a little more open-minded about a lot of this stuff. There's a more inquisitive nature, more, I won't quite go towards the term frontier spirit like I used earlier, but we're getting close to that. I don't know. There are certain people, you know, there's fields in science that are looking into things that, you know, I can barely begin to to summarize. You know, stuff like consciousness studies and plasma sentience and just all these crazy things that are out there floating around. UAP, not the government horse shit. Like, all that does is confirm that they've been lying to us for the last 100 years almost. So that's all I'm taking away from that. Watch out for I know Project Bluebeam is also bullshit, but I don't know. There's a there's a cautionary tale in there, so look out for it. So yeah, but that's enough about me. I don't know. I also want to entertain and share ideas, and I really like to hear back from our listeners and subscribers, etc. Like, I want to hear what y'all think. Like, seriously, kooksandcranks@gmail.com. Leave copious comments on our YouTube videos and Spotify podcasts. Just, let us know what you think. Share your ideas. Like, we'll cite everything. We're not gonna like jack your shit. Just, if you got a theory, hey, fucking let us know. Because this is the kind of, I want to inspire dialogue on this stuff, and I promise I will not shoot you down like a naysayer or I am a bit of a skeptic. I will say I'm not going to accept everything at face value, but we will examine the merits of it, and I don't know. I hesitate to say it. There's no idea too stupid, because we know that's obviously not the case. Birds are real. I've seen them. I've held one, but and they're not robots either. Don't ask me how I know that. Anywho, so yeah, get a hold of us. We want to hear from you. So comment on the topics we cover. Just like I said, big part of this is me trying to get outside my own brain and see what's going on in the world. Like, what real people think about, I hesitate to say the unreal, but let's say pseudo-real, the paranormal, the supernatural, just the weird and the strange and the what the fuck that surrounds us every day. But we're so blinded by the fucking rat race and having to live and conform to the reality maps, as I mentioned before, to eat, to feed our kids, what have you. We're trapped in these fucking just systems. System, man. We're trapped in them, but at the same time, these are also what ground us. They keep us honest to a degree. Most people, they keep honest. Some have found ways around that aren't so great, but it's you gotta walk the balance. And this is why I've mentioned several times before on the show that I've had weird experiences that I could potentially put a lot of stock in, but at the same time, you have to come back down to earth. You have to interact with other people. You have to live in a society amongst civilization, because the alternative is not that great. We've seen it throughout history, even prehistory, especially. So just think how things were back then. Crack a book if you aren't familiar, but you got to find the balance. So, anywho, that's enough of me yammering on. I want to get into the Delphi case. Now, I know that when we previously recorded this,
really,
Richard Allen was awaiting a verdict. He's the man accused of murdering Liberty German and Abby Williams, two girls, I believe they were 13 and 14 years old, in Delphi, Indiana. Now, if you're not familiar with the case, that's kind of the gist of it right there. However, the big thing that came out of this was the mention of Bridge Guy. Now, Bridge Guy is the alleged perpetrator. Even by now, like I said, Richard Allen has been found guilty by a trial of his peers. I have my reservations about this verdict. I mentioned last time when we previously recorded this.
Really,
This case reminds me a lot of the West Memphis 3. It's got very microcosm of American politics kind of things going on. Indicated to me of a microcosm of American politics in the last, I don't know, since 2016-ish. I'm not throwing that all on one guy. All right, he's just a symptom of the sickness. He's just a greasy buffalo wing fart in a suit. That's all that guy is. This is bigger stuff going on in the zeitgeist of America. There's talk of ritual murder. There's talk of cults. The Odin is shit. I don't buy a vast majority of it. There are indicators that people involved peripherally in this case are very much into the Odinist paganism thing. We'll get into that. There's a lot of ins and outs and what have yous. But yeah, the jury found Richard Allen guilty on 4 counts of murder, even though there's only 2 people murdering. I don't know. This whole trial was fucked from get-go. There was no media allowed within. They couldn't, they had to report outside. A lot of transparency is being fucked with here, and that's one of the number one things that keeps the fucking justice system honest, in my opinion, is that, say what you will about the media, but they are the fifth estate.
Fifth horseman?
For a reason. They're the watchdogs. They're supposed to report when bullshit is going on. So, and there was a lot of bullshit going on in this case. I know that the defense was not allowed to introduce any of the Odinist ideas, nor any third-party exculpatory evidence, even though the big thing that was hinging on this case is that Richard Allen confessed 62 times. I don't know about that number. That's what they're saying. And I will say there is video of him doing one of these confessions that does not help his case. This is why I'm a little on the fence about it, but there's weird shit. Maybe Richard Allen was involved, but there's weird shit surrounding this case that needs to be looked into. A lot of weird decisions on the behalf of the townsfolk of Delphi, on behalf of law enforcement, most definitely. But there was another man who is connected to this case who also confessed to murdering the girls, but no one's looked into him. His name is Elvis Fields, and he has a direct connection to people primarily involved in this case. So, I don't know. There's just so much hinky bullshit. Richard Allen has never committed a crime in his life. He has no criminal record. He has no history of sexual deviancy. His family testified that he's never done anything weird to them. And yet, people want to believe that this man just all of a sudden decided one day, out of nowhere, just out of the fucking blue, to quote Nice Guy Eddie,
he's just gonna decide out of the fucking blue
to kill 2 girls. Now, when we talked about this last time,
really,
that people just snap. People don't just snap. There are signs, there are clues, okay, especially in this manner. To be a guy who, has a positive military record, a long-standing career, well-known and liked in the community, all of a sudden he just decides to kill 2 little girls and stage the crime scene in a ritual manner. Not only that, but his DNA is nowhere to be found. Although there is there is DNA from a family member. As we know, in murders like this, if you've looked into criminal psychology and the way things go down like this, murders like this of such a horrific nature, they're usually fucking personal. And generally, in crimes of this nature, the family members and significant others, etc., people closest to the victims are the first fucking ones that are looked at. Even the chief of police or the chief of the state police or whatever, Greg, I can't remember his name. He's the guy who did all the dramatic speeches when this was first going on. This occurred in 2017, by the way. They didn't arrest this guy till 2022, 5 years later. So, I don't know. The other evidence against the dude was that there was a bullet casing found that fit his gun. However, even the ballistics expert that testified in the court case said that that they had to determine whether or not this bullet casing, they found it and it matched the gun that he owned, his own private, well-registered gun, which is another thing. I don't know. You have a paper trail on guns, and This dude's been in the Army. I think he knows a thing or two about firearms, I would hope. Anyways, all right, I digress. The defense experts, or I'm sorry, I think it was the prosecution that called them up, said that they had to determine that this bullet or shell casing came from the same gun by firing another bullet out of that gun, and that, or a similar brand gun. I'm gonna have to look into the specifics of this because I don't know the finer ins and outs of ballistics. This is why I wanted to talk about this part in front of Chris. So, anyways, they found him guilty. I don't know. The DNA found at the scene belongs to a family member, the sister of Liberty German. This is Kelsey German. This is one of the weirder aspects of this whole case because she has said a lot of weird shit in the many interviews. She's been kind of I don't know, people react to grief differently. So I can't falter on a lot of this. But I will say that her family and the town of Delphi have made a shit ton of money off of this case. So, my own thinking is that maybe this isn't necessarily an Odinist sacrifice, etc. But there are definite ritual murder aspects to this crime. And it may not have been a one-to-one, apples-to-apples, direct instance of ritual murder. But this was made into a sacrifice. Post-crime. Because of all the fucking money that was made. So, I don't know. There's so many, just horrible ins and outs. The town was, they built a memorial softball park that's like gonna bring in shit tons of money to the town, which already had a failing economy before this happened. The mayor.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Is believed to be involved by some people. Just, my God. So many fucking weird, just corrupt, just negligent incompetence on behalf of the police. There's another aspect of this that, oh my God. Just, there was a fire in a town called Flora, right next to Delphi, that was known after an investigation to be a purposely set fire in which 4 young girls died. 4 black girls. Now, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that if you're familiar with this case, that Odinism has been hijacked by a white nationalist. I don't know, make of those connections what you will. I may be reaching there, I probably am. But the really fucked up thing about this fire is that it's connected to all kinds of town motions towards housing authority and building codes and inspection codes.
Really,
they're trying to rewrite all the laws on this, and the really fucked up part was that there's an insurance salesman who is on the town council of Delphi, I believe, who came out and mentioned, he's like, boy, it's a real tragedy about that fire that killed those 4 girls. If only they had insurance and were set up to the new building codes that we want. And I'm not fucking even bullshitting on this. Like, I'm gonna throw a channel reference in the show notes for this episode. There's a channel called True Crime Design that I stumbled across, and some of it's a little take with a grain of salt, but some of it is fucking factual reported information. And this lady that runs it, I don't know her real name, but her YouTube channel is True Crime Design, and she covers pretty much the entirety, like she runs the gamut of all the conspiracies involved in this case. So just, you gotta check it out because it is crazy. Some of this is verified info, but there's just so much about the case that doesn't make sense, and my God, it's mind-boggling. I just don't buy the fact that people just snap. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've I've almost just snapped several times in my life, and it's always for a fucking reason. There's always a laundry list of shit that makes people just snap. It's not just snap. People do snap, yes, but it takes shit pile on shit pile on shit in your life to make someone snap. So, I don't know. Once again, though, we were all really fucking drunk, so... Gross oversimplifications and generalizations tend to happen when you're intoxicated.
Really, like,
Anywho, yeah. I had an anxiety attack earlier this week. I don't know if you could tell by listening to me. So, I'm really trying to take it easy, not get myself worked up. Why did I mention that? Oh, yeah, because I'm cutting this short. I am fucking exhausted. And I've been just, yeah, maybe you can tell some of these things are connected. I don't know. I can't get into the true crime world too deep for too long because it does have a fucking marked effect on me after a while. So I can't. I mean, I love mysteries, like I said. I love conspiracies. Like I love to pull the string and unravel the mystery of what's going on, etc. But when it comes to murder and just violent crime and families crying for the loss or of their loved ones, etc., I can't stay in this world very long. I don't know. I think I'm also going to. I think I'm going to start developing selective amnesia soon. I don't know. There's just I have to. I feel like I have to shut more things out. I'm being too. I don't know. You ever just feel like you feel things too fucking much? That's what it is, I think, and that had a lot to it. And it's shit that I don't even need to stress or worry about, really, because I don't know. I'm not gonna go into it. People don't want to hear about my fucking problems. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, check out the channel True Crime Design. Yeah, like I said, I don't know the lady's name, but she does a really good fucking job. She's also covered like the Idaho 4 and the Murdaugh murders on her channel. I haven't really checked into it on the other stuff because I've just been so focused on the Delphi thing with the trial going on. But she, like I said, she runs the gamut. She covers it all. It's very interesting. A lot of the stuff she has is backed up by verified sources and news clippings, etc., interviews and whatnot, which she uses the footage and, you know, the paper excerpts and whatnot. So definitely worth checking out. And I'll make one more recommendation too. If you love like weird little short stories about true life incidents of alien encounters, poltergeists, etc., there's a channel on YouTube called Streets of Silence that is putting together. They've done mostly like, you know, 15, 10-minute videos, but he's starting to kick out these like 1.5 to 3 hour compilations of all these smaller videos, and they are the shit. So if you're looking for a good watch of just you know, verified stories of stuff that's I mean, really happened to people, the people believe that it happened to them. I don't know, like I said, I reserve judgment on a lot of this stuff, but some of these are like the really like best documented cases of alien encounters, etc. It's animated as well to a degree. Kind of has a I don't know. You have to check it out. I can't really describe the art style right now because my brain is so fucking just exhausted. Yeah. Oh, I'm losing my fucking mind. All right. Anyways, yeah. That's going to conclude the 3-part series. Like I said, elsewhere in this bit, or this 3-part series, we're working on a big one. It's, I don't like to put all the cards on the table out front. I already gave some hints, but this connects to a lot of shit. And I don't know. I'm working in the background on an overarching theory of I don't know. A lot of this stuff connects in certain ways that I'm seeing. I'm probably just... I don't know. You ever have like a friend who's into conspiracy theories, and then people like maybe, or maybe it's you, and you get super deep into them, and people start to fucking worry you're gonna lose your mind or get obsessed. Like, man, I don't know. I've had people do that to me, and I really don't like that they have such a fucking low opinion of me to think that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or talking about, or that I'm just gonna fucking lose my mind and become obsessed. That's horse shit, and I don't appreciate it. But I don't know, whatever. Fucking, or maybe they're projecting. I don't know. Maybe that's why other people don't get into it, because they think they're gonna fucking just become an obsessive wacko. I don't know. Whatever. We all pick our battles, I guess. Anywho, I'm gonna go eat some noodles and take a fucking nap. Yeah. If possible. I've been drinking a lot of coffee. Don't know if you can tell. Anywho, so yeah, that's gonna close out our our little mini series here. And when we come back, I believe sometime this week, I think, barring any unforeseen incidents, we're gonna get into our big series, and hopefully we can fucking really nail it down, and how a lot of this stuff, just social engineering, fucking. You're told to believe and think one thing, and that history is one story, but we all know who writes the fucking history books. So, anywho, once again, that's enough of me rambling. I am out of here. I don't mean to get off on a rant here. Jane, you ignorant slut. Trying to think of other sign-offs. That'll do it. My name is Mike LUCHT. This has been Kooks, Cranks, and Iconoclasts, the Dealer's Choice series. I'm trying to think of anything else. Check out our Instagram, check out our Facebook, check out our YouTube channel. I mean, it's not videos, but it's, our podcast. It's easier to find there for some people. Check out our Spotify if you're not listening on Spotify already. And, yeah. And once again, let us know what you think. Like I said, we want to hear from you. I definitely want to hear from you. I want to exchange ideas with people. I want to see what people think, because I know they're smart, brilliant people out there who are looking into these same fucking weird inconsistencies and mysteries and high strangeness that surround us. But I don't know. I guess there's still a stigma against talking about it, and I don't know. Like, this is how we figure shit out, by talking. So, I want to provide people a platform to a degree. Like I said, birds are real. If you want to talk about that, you can fuck off down the street. But there are things to be said and talked about and figured out. And once again, this is how we figure things out, by talking it out. We gotta go through the facts and the bullshit and separate the two, and never the twain shall meet. I would hope. I think. Maybe. Ideally. Anywho, that's gonna be it for me. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully. Yeah. Good night, and job bless.
Thank you very much.
Really, like, I